Today is the hearing of an emblematic case regarding the rights of women, and more specifically, the right to reproductive autonomy and the state's obligations that flow from that right. It is for this reason that I am here representing the Commission as the rapporteur on the rights of women in our region. On July 1st, 2000, Ms. Ivy, then 36 years of age, arrived at the public Hospital de la Mujer de la Paz to undergo a cesarean section and to have her third child. During that procedure, her surgeon subjected her to a sterilization by tubal ligation, to which her informed consent was not sought and therefore could not have been given. Ivy has emphatically stressed that neither before nor during that procedure was she informed or consulted about the possibility of a tubal ligation being performed on her. The medical staff in the Bolivian state, however, have insisted that Ivy was consulted and gave her verbal consent. The Commission is of the view that the question whether Ivy was consulted and provided verbal consent must be decided in her favor, because even assuming the state's position, it would not satisfy the requirements of free and informed consent. Nothing would justify Ivy having to make a decision about sterilization in the course of her operation, nor can it be proved that sterilization was an immediate necessity. First, neither the presence of uterine adhesions nor the unanticipated uterine incision that the surgeon needed to make during the cesarean section implied an emergency situation. It is uncontroverted that any future risk that Ivy would face would only manifest in the case of a hypothetical future pregnancy. Moreover, it is unacceptable amid a cesarean section and under the physical, emotional, and mental stress of that moment to ask a patient to make a decision regarding a procedure with permanent effects on her body and reproductive capacity. As will be detailed in the final observations, the Commission has declared that Ivy's unconsented sterilization violated her rights to personal integrity, to a private life, private and family life, to autonomy, and to access to information. The Commission also declared that the domestic proceedings did not constitute effective remedies. With regard to the criminal proceedings, the Commission emphasized that it was the conduct of the state authorities that gave rise to the extinguishment of the criminal action for exceeding the procedural time limit. The Commission notified the state of its merits. These are the reasons we brought the case to the court on October 23, 2014, requesting that the state, within a period of 2 months, provide information regarding its compliance with the report's recommendations. The state, in its reply, provided information regarding measures related to non-repetition. However, regarding the other recommendations, the state conditioned the reparation of the victim upon the passing of the law of arbitration and conciliation, and then maintained that it would look into the viability of providing specialized medical attention to Ivy without any specific proposal, emphasized the legal impossibility of reopening the investigation. Amid the circumstances, the Commission decided to submit this case to this honorable court so that Ivy could obtain justice.